Welcome! In this video, I'm going to give you 4 of my top YouTube ads tips. My name is Kyle Sullerud. I'm the owner and founder of AdLeg, a company that helps coaches and course creators with their YouTube ads, specifically YouTube ads to webinars. A little while back, one of my clients, Dan Henry, invited me onto his YouTube channel where he interviewed me about YouTube ads. If you haven't seen that interview, go check that out. I'll put a link in the description of this video. And towards the end of that interview, Dan asked me for some rapid fire tips for YouTube ads. Now you can only explain so much when you're answering things in a rapid fire format. So I wanted to take some time now here on my channel to go deep into the answers I gave. These are 4 of my top tips for YouTube ads. And yes, it could be argued that there are things more important or just as important as these 4 things. And that's absolutely true. With YouTube ads, there are a lot of things you need to know and to be aware of, but these 4 tips are extremely important. Not many, if any, people are talking about them, so take cover. I'm about to drop some value bombs right on your head. Tip number 1, target content as much as possible. So this means you are targeting video placements, you are targeting channel placements, you are targeting topics as much as possible. To a lesser extent, you're going to target keywords. Sometimes keywords are based on content. Sometimes they are based on audience behavior. But the big 3, the main content pieces to target are videos, channels, and topics. Now, content targeting is actually very unique to YouTube. You can't target Facebook ads based on the content someone is watching. On YouTube, you can, and it's extremely powerful because it tells us a lot about who we are targeting. If someone is watching a particular video on YouTube, let's say it's a video with a motivational speech, that actually tells us a lot about the person who's watching the video. They are obviously interested in self-improvement, but not only that, and the reason why content targeting is so powerful is they are interested in self-improvement in that exact moment because they're consuming the content right then. It's not just some interest that Google recognized from a year ago or 5 years ago. They're actually consuming the content in real time. So as an advertiser, if you are offering a product that offers the same outcome that the viewer was hoping to achieve by watching the video about motivation, then putting your ad on that video is a great fit, and you should see very good results by doing so. And this goes for all types of products and videos. You want to match your product to the video. If you're selling a product to rock climbers, you put your ads on videos about rock climbing. If you're selling a product about magic, you put your ad on videos about magic. If you're selling a product about video editing, then you'd put your ad on videos about, you guessed it, video editing. Content targeting is difficult to scale. There will always be a limit because there is a limited amount of content out there on any given topic. But if your ads are going to work at all, they're going to work with content targeting because of how well we can target the right customers at the right time. So this is where I recommend starting if you're just starting out with YouTube ads. Start with content targeting. Speaking of starting small, tip number 2 is to start narrow with your ideal target customer. So what I mean is when you're looking at things like age and gender and household income, you want to really think about who your target customer is, who have your previous customers been, and get pretty narrow at the beginning stages of your campaign. A lot of people approach this the wrong way, and they think, well, I've gotten customers from every age group, from 18 on up to 80 years old. Now that might be true, but where have the vast majority of your customers come from? If they've mostly been 25 to 44-year-olds, then you would want to stick to that age range. You can always add in additional age groups later, but your ads will have the best chance of success if you're starting with a narrowly defined group of people. The late great copywriter Gary Halbert used to talk about his thought process for mailing sales letters out to people. He would imagine somebody had a gun to his head and he had to get his mailing to work. It had to be profitable, or he would literally be beheaded. That sounds kind of morbid, but I think it really helps to drive this point home. In his case, he talked about getting people to open the sales letters that he sent to them through the mail. So if he had a gun to his head, he wouldn't send them a mailing that looked like junk mail and would likely get thrown away. Instead, he would send letters that looked like personal letters that were likely to get open. And then once the letters were opened, he thought about what he would have to say on that first line to get someone to continue reading his letter rather than realize right away that it's an advertisement and throw it away. That wouldn't work. That would get his head blown off. So he had to get people to read the letter and go through the whole process of reading his sales letter and eventually buying the product that he was selling. And of course, he had to make sure he was mailing these letters to a list of ideal prospects that would actually be interested in the product he was selling. So apply that to YouTube ads. You want to make sure you're targeting the audiences and the demographics that are most likely to contain your target customers. Content targeting should also be looked at through this lens. You want to make sure the content you're targeting is going to be watched mostly by your target customer. If your customer only makes up a small percentage of the people who are watching a particular video or a particular channel, it's probably not the best place to start. If you can't get your ads to work with a narrowly defined target, you won't be able to get them to work by expanding and adding targeting. So what you've learned now is you need to go back to the drawing board, figure out how you can deliver a different message or a different product that will speak to your target customer in a more attractive way. But if your ads do work with your narrow targeting, that's a great sign. Now you can start to expand your reach, add additional targeting, and scale your campaign. Tip number 3 is to separate your computer, mobile, and tablet targeting. What I do is create separate ad groups within each campaign. I'll have one ad group only targeting computers, one ad group for mobile, one ad group for tablet. The targeting and the ads are going to be the same in every ad group. The only difference is the device targeting. What this then enables you to do is bid differently for leads from different devices. And this is important because traffic from different devices can behave very differently. Usually traffic coming from computers is a lot more valuable, especially if you're running traffic to a webinar, because someone at a computer is more likely to be in a position where they're going to sit down, consume your entire webinar, and potentially book a call with you or buy your product. Versus someone who's on their phone might not be in a position to consume an entire webinar. So if the data tells us that computer traffic is twice as likely to convert, we should not be paying the same cost per lead for computer and mobile traffic. We should be paying more per lead for computer and less per lead for mobile. This will help to get more of that better converting computer traffic. And yes, you will get less mobile traffic if you're bidding less, but it's more important to stay profitable than it is just to get a lot of traffic. So splitting up your devices so you can bid differently per lead on each device is extremely important. Lastly, I'll give you a tip about your ad, about the video itself. Make sure you are identifying your target customer early on in the ad. You want your target customer to keep watching the ad and you want everybody else to skip the ad. In YouTube ads, you are only paying when people watch 30 seconds of your ad or more. So getting the wrong people to skip, getting those people out of there is going to help maximize your budget because it's going to go towards the right people. This also helps to train YouTube to show your ads to more of the right people. Again, YouTube only gets paid if someone watches 30 seconds of an ad or more. So they don't want to keep showing an ad to a group of people who are highly likely to skip it. They want to show those ads to people who are actually interested and who are going to watch the ads. And if your ads are doing a good job identifying the right people, then Google's ad algorithms are going to do a good job putting your ads in front of those people. You could have some crazy ad and maybe it's super interesting and people want to keep watching it to see what you are talking about. But then a minute in, you finally identify the people you're actually trying to talk to. Well, now you've just wasted a bunch of money on people who were interested in your ad, but they weren't actually interested in what you were offering. And you've also been training YouTube to show that ad to the wrong people because, hey, they're still watching 30 seconds of it. YouTube's still getting paid. Now, let me give you a few ways you can actually identify your target customer at the beginning of your ad. It's not that hard, but I'll just give you a few examples so you can know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's say my target customers are video editors. So I can start an ad by saying, hey, video editors, or maybe something like, if you're a video editor, ... Or how about this? Did you know that video editors are some of the most egotistical, self-aggrandizing, and needy people in the whole universe?
Ha ha, very funny, mother.
So that's it. Those are 4 of my top tips for YouTube ads. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. If not for the sake of me, for the sake of my video editor, because guys, he's super needy. He really needs the attention.
So hit the like button and subscribe for more videos from me.
And if you are a course creator or an online coach and you're interested in having my company run your YouTube ads, then I'll put a link in the description. You can go learn more about that service. Thanks for watching today's video. Again, my name is Kyle Sullerud, and I'll see you in the next video.